Okay, welcome back to Ken versus the Stove. Today's Ken versus the Stove is brought to you unofficially by Sunhari. Yep, there you go. Sunhari. This is soju, and I watch Korean TV and movies, and from all I can tell, the Koreans drink this stuff like it's water. And as best I can tell, what it is vodka made from rice. Let's see what this tastes like. Okay, that can be dangerous. There's almost no taste there. So, by the time I finish making what we're making today, I may be sloshed. And what we're making today is oatmeal bourbon raisin cookies. Now, I am going to make a large batch of this because we're having an office thing, right? And if it works, the people at the office are going to get oatmeal bourbon raisin cookies. If it doesn't work, the people at the office are going to get whatever chips I can buy at the grocery store. So, just kind of be aware. Now we're going to start this out with, and I am doubling what's in this recipe up here in an attempt to make it up for more than one person. It needs now 2 cups of raisins. Now I'm going to put 1 cup of regular sun-dried and 1 cup of golden raisins. Well and truly mixed in. Now we put in 1 1/3 cup of bourbon. This time we're using Wild Turkey. I think my last time I just used too good of bourbon, and nobody's ever accused Wild Turkey of being too good. Not necessarily terrible, but it ain't too good. Okay, right about there. 1 1/3 cups Wild Turkey. Now, we're going to simmer that, put that on simmer for, let's say, about 30 minutes, and see how it goes. See y'all back in 30 minutes. Yeah, that's dangerous. Okay, folks, the raisins have absorbed the bourbon. They are nice and plump now. Let me turn this thing off. So now we start making the rest of it. Let's put our plump raisins back there and get a bowl we can work with. I'm back with Mega Bowl. Okay, so the first thing we do with Mega Bowl is put in 1 cup of butter, or 2 cups of butter softened. I have Minerva Dairy sea salt butter. Ooh, nifty. And I got a good old-fashioned Irish butter. Can't do a good Irish accent, so you shan't be hearing that from me. But let me put those in a bowl and put them in the microwave. And now I go microwave it. Back in a minute. Okay, let's start putting the sugar in. It wants a cup of brown sugar, which means basically 2 cups of brown sugar. A cup of sugar, white sugar, whatever, granulated. I'm going to substitute honey in this time, guys. Theoretically, as I read instructions from other places, up to a cup, it should be 1-for-1 replacement. After a cup, you're supposed to start putting a little bit less honey than you do sugar. One or 2 cups softened butter. Microwaves are a wonderful thing. Okay, next we put in the eggs. So we're going to put in 4 eggs into this. Vanilla is supposed to have how much? Well, let's go with 4 teaspoons. Four teaspoons vanilla. And any liquid that's left over from the raisins. They ain't none. Okay. And now we get to mix. Add flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt mix. Right. How much flour? 5 cups. Baking powder. Supposed to put in 3 tablespoons of baking powder. Okay, that's in there. Oh, well, that was a screw up. This would be baking powder. We were only supposed to put 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda in there. So that should maybe be interesting. Hopefully won't make too much of a difference. God knows we're going to put recipes up on the internet so that guys like me can follow them. They should be pretty bulletproof. Every time. Salt. How much salt am I supposed to put in? Let's see. Let's go with 2 teaspoons of salt. Okay, so it's a mix. Okay, so now we're supposed to fold in 4 cups of oats and the raisins. Now I'm going to interpret fold in as don't use the mixing mixer, you idiot, put it in with a spoon. Because otherwise I had no clue what they're talking about. All right, here's what it looks like in the completed, dough. I am now supposed to cover this and let it sit for a night. So, let me cover it and let it sit for a night. And now it sits for a night, and tomorrow morning I get up and I make whatever you're able to make out of it. See you then. Good morning, everybody. I'm back. It's 6 a.m. and what we're doing now is we are putting this dough onto these sheets to bake up. And recipe says put parchment paper on it first. So let me get my parchment paper, which I finally bought. Finally bought some parchment paper. And see what I can do. Wait, that's wax paper. You gotta be kidding me. You don't gotta be kidding me. Ah! You can tell it's early in the morning when you forget the fact that you put the parchment paper out last night so you wouldn't forget where the parchment paper was. One-inch balls. Now, there's a good chance what I'm going to end up with here is Bourbon, Raisin, Oatmeal, whatever, cake, because I put these in so tight that they'll probably just spread out a little bit and kind of put together. We'll see. Anyway, into the oven. Dang parchment paper swears it is oven safe. So we're going to see. If my house blows up or catches fire, well, I blame you folks because, y'all are the ones that encourage me to cook and bake or whatever. 375 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. But, at least the parchment paper makes it easy to get these things out of here. At least as long as they come out in one big thing. It does save the things underneath it from needing really cleaning. Wow. That was quick. The other one's done now too. Oh yeah. That one definitely is oatmeal raisin bourbon cake. You know, and despite what they say about the parchment paper being oven proof, a little bit of burning on here, so that explains the burning smell. So I'm going to let it cool a little bit. Let's turn off that stupid stove. There's a time bake function on this stove. I have no clue how to use it, but it's there. Apparently I had it on. Didn't seem to make any difference. Okay, let these cool for a bit, separate them out, and then eat one or two, and then take the rest to work to inflict or share with the people I work with. So I'll be back with a little bit further discussion in a bit. Okay, so the bourbon raisin oatmeal cookies turned out better than the rum raisin cookies did by a far bit. They're much better. They're gooey on the inside. After they sat for a while, they kind of solidified some more. So, but they were gooey on the inside. Yeah, as they baked, they kind of all expanded out until they became either you could say oatmeal, bourbon oatmeal raisin, brownies maybe, or actually a cake of some sort. Had to cut it up afterwards, but that worked fine, and they were really pretty good. I liked it. I recommend it to y'all. I took it to work. When we had our Christmas not party, because our governor says we can't have a party, so I'm sure we didn't have one. But I took it to work and shared it around with the ladies who I work with and guys, and they all seemed to like it, or at least they lied really well if they didn't, and gave it to some of my friends, and it seemed to go over okay. So this recipe I recommend. And I recommend doing it the way I did it, because it turned out good the way I did it. Next, I don't know if I'm going to videotape myself doing it again, but I'm going to go back at chili, do some more chili for myself. Probably not exactly the same as before, but it's going to get boring if I just keep putting up every time I do chili. So, we'll see. I'll come up with something. I think I'm going to do apple dumplings soon. I've got a lead on my mom's recipe, or at least the recipe she started out with. I know she changed it some after a while, and I'm going to see how that turns out. But that's going to be something maybe after Christmas. So, until next time, Merry Christmas, y'all.